guys, today we will learn about the function. We will try to complete these 5 things in today's video. What is the function, creating a function, how to create the docstring, and what is the difference between the print and return, and power of the function, why we require function. So let's start. What is the function? Just we will start. So suppose there is a one string is equal to, suppose this is my name, because okay. So uh, what we will do, I will just use first inbuilt function. There are two types of function. One is inbuilt, which is in the Python library, and other we just import, suppose from the NumPy or any other library, we import the function and use it. So suppose we take string and we press dot, and uh, I just press tab, so you can see the list of the functions here. So I will just use the first function only. So capitalize is the one of the function. So it will capitalize the first letter, and if you want you can check also in the docstring that returns a capitalized version of the string, and it says more specifically, make the first character of the uppercase and the rest of the in the lowercase. So what it will do, it will change this v in the capital and this k in the small letter. Okay, so this is inbuilt function. Suppose if I want to make suppose I have to make another function, if this capitalized is not there, not in the inbuilt function. So suppose if I make capitalized function, and you see I will do return and take this. I will go more in detail. I will just showing you something. So I will just discuss everything in detail. So suppose 0 and plus, again we take dot, we will take this upper, and we will take the string. So first first part v I'm making it capitalized, and all after the 1 it will be into the lowercase. Okay, so if when I call this function, it will give you v in the capital, and this is there. So I have not passed here. This is called the name of the function, and this is called the argument. So I have not passed here any argument. I kept it empty. So when you kept this in empty, then you have to use the string, means what we have defined here. Okay, and if I pass, suppose here word. So this is the argument I have created, word. Okay, so now I have to pass the argument. So it is saying one positional argument word is required. So suppose I give some other name. Okay, so it capitalized, and rest everything is in the lowercase. Okay, quickly here I will also explain return and the print function. Suppose I use I will discuss it in more detail, but here I will just showing you if I print this, then what is the difference. Okay, so you have seen the here it was the output, it was returning something, but now it has printed. Before you see the here was the output 11 was coming, now it has printed. So suppose if I want to make it again lower, so it will not work because it's not returning anything. So this doesn't valid. So I will just again write here return. Okay, then again run this function. Okay, so you have seen I can use this function again, and if I print it, and you see here it's not printed. Here you can see again 14 is coming, and it's returning the value, the remains, and I can use it again into the other with the other function. Okay, now I will use the function imported from the other library. I will not import any other library, NumPy or Pandas or Cbon, Matlab. I will not import any other library. I will import my own library. So I will write import because. Okay, so this is my own library. Here you can see this module, and we can use this. So I will write because dot and I press the tab key. So you can see the function stored in my library. You can see here. So I will use one function. I will take shift vowel. So the person who is now using this library, he don't know, because I made the function. I know about this, but he doesn't know. So we have to press shift and tab. So you will see there is the docstring that says this function will shift all the vowels in the starting of the string in the parameter, in the string, and parameter either a single word or a full sentence can be passed. So it's very clear, and signature is this, that I have made the function like this, that shift vowel and word. Okay, so I will just pass here. Suppose I pass the sentence. We can pass the sentence and we can pass the word also. So I just pass I love my country. Okay, so you can see all the vowels I, o, e, o, everything is shifted here. Okay, I can pass the word also. Suppose I pass the country only. So you see all the o and u is shifted in the forward, and all the other then vowel are the shifted here. So this is actually this is the part of the function. So we again we will learn all this. I will just whenever use, I will keep repeating what I said again and again. So you will understand. So now I will create one function and just show you. Okay, so suppose I create a very small function. Okay, before that I will just do one thing, just to show you. I will just give the name of the variable x equal to 5. Now I will create a function. Suppose I create add, and I pass two argument p and q. Okay, and then I have to press same. Okay, this is how we make the function. We start with this def, and this is the name of the function, and this is the argument. And when we pass the value, it will become the parameters. What are the parameters for the argument? So at present, add is the name of function, and p and q is the name of the arguments. Okay, so I will just tell you x equal to 2 and y equal to 3, and I will say return return p plus q. Okay, and I will execute this function. Okay, so our function is ready, and you will see one thing, that I have passed x equal to 2 and y equal to 3, and I have said return p plus q. So one thing you remember, that whenever we make the function, so you see this part from here, from x start, everything, this is the scope of the function. So whatever you define, it will be inside of this function only, nothing will go to the outside. Okay, so if suppose if I ask Python, okay, and also this Python doesn't matter what you have defined, this x equal to 3, you can say z equal to 5, either you use it or don't use it, doesn't matter. So if I ask Python, I will just execute this again, and you see if I ask Python what is x, it will say 5, but I have defined 2, so Python doesn't know what is the value of x, because this is inside the scope of the function. If I ask Python what is y, it will not it doesn't know, it say y is not defined. If I ask z, it says z is also not defined. Okay, so you understand how the function is working. So I will again take this function, and okay, I will call it. Okay, so now I have written add, that means I am calling the function. So I will give p value suppose 8, and this is 9. So it will add p plus q, so it will give 17 u. Okay, so in the order, but whatever you pass, it will be first will be the p and second will be the q. Suppose I write here p minus q. Okay, so it will give you -1. Okay, if you define inside that q is equal to 8 and p is equal to 9, then order doesn't matter, you write p here or here, it doesn't matter. So it will give you now p minus q, it will give you 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. Okay. Okay, so slowly, let's make it a little bit more complicated. So I will write return p plus q, and I will write print also. Print also p plus q. So what you suggest, what will be the output? It will, see, once you write the return, the function will end here, it will not print anything after that. Okay, so if I execute this and execute this, it will show you only 17. But print, if you write print before, so suppose if you write before the return, it will print, suppose print will be p minus q. Okay, so if you write print before, it will print p minus q value and return also p plus q value. So you see p is 1, print, it is printed 1, so there is no output in front of the 1, and it is giving you the 17 as a p plus q value. So again I told you that you can reuse this p plus q value, you can reuse it, and p minus q you cannot use it. Okay, so you can nest it with the if else also. So if I write if x less than y, first I will use return x plus y. Okay, so you see this returns is actually with this function. Okay, with the if condition, so it will return, it will be multiple return, and print is outside the if function. So you see the result. So you see the once this return is executed, so it function doesn't matter what you have written outside after this. Okay, so if I just say print here, then it will execute the next this also, and it will execute the this also. So I will use here print so it printed x plus y 2 plus 3. So inside the function it knows that what is x and what is y, but outside the function it doesn't know what is y, and x it knows because I have already defined x here. So y it doesn't know what is the y, but inside it knows what is x and what is y. Okay, so just remove all this, and we will use one just simple function, return p plus q. Okay, so I will execute this and execute. So this I have used the return. So now you can use this function, add function, again and again. I just show you. Suppose we have list 1 equal to 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7. Okay, suppose we have this list. So with using this function, we don't have to if I want the sum of this list, so we don't have to use the for loop or anything. We can only use this function. And so I will just write from func tool import reduce. Okay, and we can give some addition is equal to reduce, and we can pass this function add and then list 1. Okay, so if we check addition here, so it comes 25. So you can check also sum of can check sum also, so it is 25. So it's okay, but we are just learning that how we can use the function, and we don't have to pass. Suppose if I have used print here, So we cannot use this function. Suppose I have used print. You see this function is not working, that it's saying this is now a non-type integer. Okay, so remember, now I think it's very clear to you what is print and what is the import. Okay, so now we will go little bit up, and we'll make a one program, the function of the prime number. So I will write define. Suppose I make the prime number for checking the prime number. So we'll give the num, and we'll say for n in the range of n in the and in range 2 comma integer, we have to take number to the power 0.5. okay, and we'll take +1. okay, so whenever we are checking the prime number, so we have to check up to the, if suppose this 25, we have to check the 25 is a prime number or not. So we have to check its square root and +1. So we have to check up to the 6. You can see the many people check up to 25. We don't, or up to n by 2. So we don't have to check unnecessarily. We don't have to run the loop again and again. So this is shorter. So you have to check this number and make it take it to the up to integers. Okay, so what is the condition for the prime number? If number is divisible by n is equal to 0. okay, if number divided by n, if there is no remainder, if we then it will be the non-prime number. So I will write return false. okay, and then we write return. So this return will not go with the if function, because if it is not prime, then we have to anyway we have to return true. okay, so I will show you. I will just define this number. I tell you again. So we take 17 and we take prime number 18. So 17 is true, means it's a prime, and 18 is false, it's a non-prime number. Okay, so I was saying that why we have returned true here, not here. So I want, if the number is not the prime number, I want it should return true, always return true. So suppose if I comment out this line, so this will always return true. This is not dependent on any for loop. So you see both the number will return to the true only. Okay, so we don't have to keep in the for loop. Okay, so what is the docstring? Docstring we can make with the 3 column, and we can define this function that suppose this is the prime, this is the function to check the prime number. If the number is prime, it will return true. Okay, else it will return false. Okay, so when we check this, see the docstring, suppose your code is very long and the person don't want to read what you have written the code, he just want to see what is the code all about. So you can give the description in the docstring. So you can see the whatever I have written, it's came here. This is the function to check the prime number. If the number is prime, it will return true, else it will return false. Okay, and it's very clear. He can see also, he can check also that okay, this is returning the true and false. Okay, so now you will see with this small function what we can do. We can do a lot of things. We can print also. Suppose I want to print all the list of the prime numbers. So suppose I take prime number list. So we can write I will use list comparison. You can use the for loop also. Okay, so we use the comprehension I for I in list range, suppose we take 1 to 100. Okay, if prime I is equal to true. Okay, so if the number, it will take all the numbers from the this list, this range, and check if it is the true, then it will return all the parameters. We will take from 2, because 1 we have not defined, so it will take 1 also. You can define here for n greater than 1, but okay, we are just learning the function, so that's okay. Small mistakes are there, so I will check. So you check here. Okay, so you check here list. Okay, we print. So you see all the numbers from 0 to 100 we have uh, printed using the with this prime number. You can print up to 1000 also. So you can see what is the power bit. A small function, you can immediately check all the prime numbers from 2 to 1000. Okay, so I think it's all. I think you have understood. So see, there is the normal program, and now from the normal program, you just press the tab button, shift this everything to the 4 space from the right, and bring it inside the function. Okay, if you want to return something, you can return, or you can use the print also. Okay, you can do the multiple return also. See here, I have used the multiple return, but remember this, if one is executed, then other will not executed. Your function will end there. After that, if you write anything, it will not execute it. Okay, and also if you use the return function, then you can reuse it again. If suppose if I used here print, then I cannot use this prime number list. I cannot use it here. Okay, I cannot make the prime number list here, as I showed you that here. If I have used in add print function, so I cannot use the other in it in the other function. Okay, so I think it's clear to you. Next, I will show you just this small thing. This is the module which I was talking about. So I have stored, this is the instance. I have stored here pi, value of pi is this, and I have stored some function here. You can store in, I think, any language. I have stored in the Python language only. So see reverse bird. Okay, I have defined here function, and I have defined capitalize, concat, shifting, vowel. Okay, then square. So in case if I write here because dot pi, okay, it will give you the value of pi because it is store here. Okay, and if I suppose write square root also, I have defined here. Okay, so if you want, you can say because start sq rt 25, it will give you 5. Okay, so this is also very good thing. You can make your own module, but if you are using Jupyter, you have to use this in you have to make the pi module and copy paste your function here. You can, from here you can make new module, and you can make the pi module. You can rename it whatever you want, module 1 or module 2, or your name. Okay, you can use the alias also. When I used this, like you have imported here. So if your name is big and you have given the big name, so you can use alias also. You can use import the name as something bk or something, you can use it. Okay, thank you very much. I think this is well clear. Next video will try to make some complex function, and then